It always feels good when you are appreciated. SLT non-stop broadband. Free loyalty data added as you stay connected.
ලෙන්ගතුකම වැඩි කරගන්න ලව්ජු රුපියල් 50ට අඩු කළා.
මාමේ එන්න අපිට එකක් බොමු.
Tonight, don't walk away. UNHRC annual report calls on Sri Lanka to fully implement Resolution 30/1 and to promote human rights in the country. Brass tacks. COPE chairman informs Sri Lankan management that reports headed to AG for legal action on aircraft deals. Pulling back. The government withdraws revision of supplementary estimate following signs of opposition to debt settlement plan. The long hand of the law. Former judge gets 16 years of rigorous imprisonment on bribery charges. All that and much more coming up on First at 9. This Thursday, the 20th of February 2020.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9.
69 SMS කර රුපියල් මිලියන 3ක මුල්තැන්ගේ උපකරණ දිනාගෙන අවුරුද්දෙම කුස්සිය ටයිම් සේව් කරගන්න.
Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to First at 9. I'm Dhamikath Nagar. Let's start with your local stories. The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights has released the agency's annual report on Sri Lanka, calling on the government to stick with Resolution 30/1. This comes in the backdrop of the government having decided to withdraw the country from the adoption of the controversial resolution, citing external interference in domestic affairs following the imposition of what it termed collective punishment of Army Commander Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva and his family by the government of the United States. The annual report of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, released on Tuesday, has called on the government of Sri Lanka to fully implement Resolution 30/1 and to continue to engage positively with the Office of the Commissioner of Human Rights and other UN mechanisms to promote reconciliation, accountability and human rights in the country. The report says that all these are critical elements for the implementation of sustainable development goals. It highlighted setbacks such as the delay in implementing both the Office of Missing Persons and the Office of Reparations, noting that although both institutions have undertaken important initiatives, further steps need to be taken for the two institutions to be effective in fully responding to the expectations of victims. The report also called on the government to end intimidation of human rights defenders, social actors and victims of human rights violations. It urges the government to implement measures that will arrest extremism that promotes hate speech against minorities. The document calls on the government to immediately review and repeal the Prevention of Terrorism Act and to engage special rapporteurs on human rights and fundamental freedoms. Furthermore, the report also questions the government's initiative to take a different approach to the issue of missing persons as causing anxiety among victims and other families, highlighting a statement on the 26th of January from the President's office on the proposed issuing of death certificates for victims following completion of investigations and the implementation of necessary support schemes for families. The report also cited minimal progress in investigation and prosecution of long-term emblematic cases, such as the case involving the abduction and detention of several youth for ransom, and criticized the recent appointment of a presidential commission to investigate acts of political victimization. The commission is currently recording a complaint from Sri Lanka Navy's Admiral of the Fleet, Vasantha Karanagada, who alleges attempts by the previous government to falsely implicate him in the abduction case and arrest him based on coerced testimonies. The other commitments of Resolution 30/1 highlighted in the report include fostering an enabling environment for transitional justice and reconciliation, devolution of political authority, protection of the rights of minorities, and settlement of long-standing issues related to security legislation, militarization, security sector reforms, and land return. In the meantime, the Cabinet of Ministers has given the green light to withdraw Sri Lanka from the UNHRC resolutions 30/1 and 40/1. Among the other decisions made during this week's Cabinet meeting is the suspension of the Gazette Extraordinary issued granting an urban council for Saindamardu and the acceptance of the proposal to enter Sri Lanka into an MOU with India to develop the Jaffna International Airport in Palali.
ජිනීවා එක්සත් ජාතීන්ගේ මානව හිමිකම් කොමිසමට ඉදිරිපත් කරලා තිබුණ 30 ඇලයිරක් 1 40 ඇරීරක් 1 කියන යෝජනාවලින් ශ්‍රී ලංකාව ඉවත්වීම සඳහා වෙන යෝජනාවක් විදේශ කටයුතු පිළිබඳ අමාත්‍ය ගරු දිනේෂ් ගුණවර්ධන මැතිතුමා කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයට ඉදිරිපත් කරනු ලැබුවා. එවකට සිටි ජනාධිපති මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන මැතිතුමාගේ විරෝධතාවයේ නොසලකා එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂය හා රාජ්‍ය නොවන සංවිධානවල උවමනාව මත මංගල සමරවීර අමාත්‍යවරයා ඇමරිකා එක්සත් ජනපදය සමග රණවිරු දඩයමකට අදාළ වෙන ලෙස ඉදිරිපත් කරලා තිබුණ මේ යෝජනාව සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඒ ඉවත්වීමට අදාළ කටයුතු ඉෂ්ට කිරීමේ කාර්යයට අපේ පූර්ණ සහයෝගය සියලුම කැබිනට් ඇමතිවරු ඒකමතිකව ලබා දුන්නා. ඊළඟට සයින්දමරුදු ප්‍රදේශයේ විශේෂ නගර සභාවක් කිරීම සඳහා යෝජනාවක් 2018 වර්ෂයේදී පයිස මුස්තාප ඇමතිතුමා කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයට යෝජනාවක් ඉදිරිපත් කළා තියෙනවා. මේ තියෙන්නේ යෝජනාව එවකට විශේෂ අමාත්‍යවරයා වශයෙන් ඉදිරිපත් කරපු කැබිනට් පත්‍රිකාවක නියමයන් ඉදිරියට ගෙන යාම තමයි කරලා තියෙන්නේ. නමුත් කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය තීරණය කළා එලෙසින් රටේ එක් ස්ථානයකට පමණක් නොව අනිත් පළාත්වලත් මෙවැනි අවශ්‍යතා තිබෙනවා. ඒ නිසා පළාත් පාලන ආයතන බල ප්‍රදේශ වෙනස් කිරීමේ අවශ්‍යතාවයක් තියෙනවා නම් රටටම එකවර කරන්න කියන තීරණය තමයි දුන්නේ. මේක අනුමත කරේ නැහැ. මේ පයිස මුස්තාප ඇමතිතුමාගේ 2018 සම්මත වෙච්ච යෝජනාව ඉදිරියට ගෙන යාම తాවකාලික වශයෙන් අත්හිටවන්නට කියන එක තමයි තීන්දුව කළේ.
නගර සභාවක් ලෙස පත් කරපු විශේෂ අතිවිශේෂ ගැසට් පත්‍රය තාම අවලංගු කරලා නැහැ නේද ඒක?
නෑ අපි ඊයේ කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයේ තීන්දුව කළේ සියල්ලට එකවර මුළු රට සමස්තයක් ලෙස සලකලා මේ සඳහා කටයුතු කිරීම හැර විශේෂිත ගැසට් නිවේදන මගින් කිරීම නතර වෙනවා. සයින්දුමරුදු වලට විතරක් විශේෂයෙන් කිරීම මේ අවස්ථාවේ අත්හිටවලා තිබෙනවා.
එතකොට එය අවලංගු කරන්න නැවතත් ගැසට් නිවේදනයක්.
ඔව් ඉතින් එතකොට ඊයේ තීරණය අනුව අවලංගු වෙනවනේ. අද හරියට හරි අවලංගු කරයි.
Now, Leader of the House Dinesh Gunawardena today in Parliament withdrew the proposal to obtain 367 billion rupees for the first quarter of this year. It was submitted as a revision to the supplementary estimate, and its withdrawal came as the result of the opposition threatening not to back it. The proposal was submitted with the aim of clearing the arrears left behind by the former government of good governance.
අපි ආණ්ඩුව යෝජනා කරන කටයුතු පිළිබඳ පැමිණි එකඟතාවයන් අනුව කටයුතු කිරීමේ තත්ත්වයක් නැති බව විරුද්ධ පක්ෂයෙන් අපිට දැනගන්න ලැබිලා තියෙනවා. ඒක විරුද්ධ පක්ෂයේ මතය. ඒ ගැන අපිට ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. මොකද අපි සාකච්ඡා මාර්ගයෙන් ඇති කරපු තීරණය යලිත් වෙනසකට භාජනය වෙනවා නම් අපි රැස් වී කටයුතු කිරීම පාර්ලිමේන්තුව හා රට වෙනුවෙන් අත්‍යවශ්‍ය දෙයක්.
Order please. පක්ෂ නායකගේ රැස්වීමක් සඳහා සභාව తాවකාලිකව අත්හිටවනවා.
විශාල ණය ප්‍රමාණයක් රෝහල් වල බෙහෙත් වලට ගෙවීමට තිබෙනවා. හෝර මිලදී අරගෙන ගෙවලා නැහැ. විශාල ණය ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා ගිය ආණ්ඩු කාලේ. කොන්ත්‍රාත් වලට සහ එදිනෙදා අවශ්‍යතාවයන් ගෙන යාමට ගන්නා ලද විශාල ණය ප්‍රමාණයන් බැංකු වලට ගිය ආණ්ඩු ගෙවලා නැහැ. ඒ සඳහා වූ යෝජනාව තමයි අපි ඉදිරිපත් කරේ. ඒක ගෙවීම අපේ වගකීම. විරෝධ පක්ෂයේ ගත්ත ණය නොගෙවා ගෙදර ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා. විපක්ෂය කියනවා අපිට සහයෝගය දෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක ගේන්න කියලා. ඉතින් ඊට වඩා හානිදායක තත්වයක් ඇති නොකර අපි මේ යෝජනාව ඉදිරිපත් කරන්නේ නැහැ කියලා තීරණයකට එළඹිලා තියෙනවා.
හොඳයි. So now it's over. Yeah, withdrawn. So there's no point in talking. No, he explained. He must give the explain.
සංවර්ධන සහ සහන සියල්ලකටම විපක්ෂයි.
දෙකේ ඉඳලා අමෙරිකා විද්‍රෝහ කරනවා.
ණය සීමාව උස්සනකොට
නෑ.
එන්තුව කල්තබිය යුතුයි මාර්තු 3 වෙනිදා. පස්වරු 1 දක්වා.
සභාව කල්තබීම we have already adjourned, honorable leader of the opposition. No, I decide on that.
Now, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa insists that although his government is lumbered with the previous government's unpaid bills in the excess of 100 billion rupees, the government will not use it as an excuse in ensuring the smooth running of the country. The head of state's remarks came during an event worked off at Temple Trees this morning. Addressing the same event, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa meanwhile noted that the opposition is intent on hindering the government, although their own house is in complete disarray.
The 22nd National Conference of the Samurdhi Agriculture Research Officers Association was worked off this morning at Temple Trees under the patronage of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa.
ජනාධිපතිවරයා අපේ වුණත් අගමැති මම වුණත් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ විපක්ෂය තමයි වැඩියෙන් ඉන්නේ. විපක්ෂයට පුළුවන් අපිව පරාජය කරන්න. ඉතින් අද සිංහල අලුත් අවුරුද්දට මේ ගමේ මිනිසුන්ට රස්සාවල් කරපු ඒවයි සල්ලි ටිකක් ලබාගෙන උන්ට ජීවත් වෙන්න උන්ට අවුරුදු කන්න අවස්ථාව සලසා දෙන්න ඒ කොන්ත්‍රාත් කරුවන්ට ඒ ලැබිය යුතු මුදල් ලබා දෙන්න පියවර ගන්න හදනකොට විපක්ෂය ඒකට විරුද්ධ වෙලා අද අපිව පරාජය කරනවා කියලා කිව්වා ඒ ඡන්දේ. අපිව පරද්දන්න අපි පනත ඉදිරිපත් කරොත් විතරයිනේ. එහෙම ඒවාවක් තියෙනවා. නමුත් අද විපක්ෂය කෑලි වලට කැඩිලා නායකත්වයට පොර කනෝ ලකුණට පොර කනෝ කුලල් කා ගන්නවා. ඉතින් එවැනි තත්වයකට තියාගෙන තමයි ඒ අය අපිට අරියාදු කරන්න සූදානම් වෙලා ඉන්නේ.
අද අපි තියෙන්නේ සුළුතරයක් තිබෙන පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ රජයක්. අපිට අතිරේක වැශයක්වත් අද සම්මත කරගන්නට පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ විරුද්ධ පක්ෂයට විරුද්ධ වෙනවා. අපිට පුළුවන් වෙනවා අප්‍රේල් මාසයෙන් පස්සේ තමුන්නාන්සේලාගේ ශක්තිය හරහා 3න් 2ක බලයක් තියෙන රජයක් පත් කළාට පස්සේ අපේම රජයක් හරහා මේ අද බලන්න අද පෝර නැහැ. මොකද අවුරුදු ගණනාවක් තිස්සේ පෝර ගෙන්නපු සමාගම් වල බිල් ගෙවලා නැහැ. අද බිලියන 100 ගානකට වඩා පසුගිය රජයේ බිල් ගෙවන්නට තියෙනවා. අපි මේ රජය බාරගත්තේ මේවා දැන. මේවා අපි මේ එක්ස්කියුසස් හැටියට පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ පසුගිය රජය කළ අදූරදර්ශී පාලන ක්‍රම ගැන අපිට හොඳ අවබෝධයක් තිබෙනවා. ඒවා දැනගෙන තමයි අපි අභියෝග බාරගත්තේ. අපි සූදානම් මේ අභියෝග වලට මුහුණ දෙන්නට.
And moving on with other local stories, the Court of Appeal today issued an order preventing the arrest of interdicted High Court Judge Gihan Pilapitiya without a warrant. The order was delivered when the writ petition filed by Pilapitiya was taken before the Court of Appeal this morning.
The writ petition filed by interdicted High Court Judge Gihan Pilapitiya was taken up before the Court of Appeal today for a second day. The acting IGP was represented by Attorney-at-Law DIG Ajit Rohana and Attorney-at-Law SSP Ruban Gunasekara. Senior Deputy Solicitor General Milinda Gunatilaka told court that the police officers present representing the acting IGP had informed him of the stance on taking legal action on Gihan Pilapitiya and that they will be acting in accordance with the instructions of the Attorney General. He reiterated that the AG had instructed the police to only report facts to court and obtain a warrant on the petition of Pilapitiya. That statement was countered by President's Counsel Romesh De Silva, saying that a letter sent by the AG to the acting IGP urges them to take necessary legal action on the same day, in line with the instructions given by the AG on January 23rd. He also pointed out to the court that the wording "take action today" is not an instruction but an order. He added that the AG had noted the failure by the police to act on the instructions given by the AG as a wrongdoing. President's Counsel Romesh De Silva also told court that only the police, which conducts investigations, has the right to decide whether to report to court or not, if and when there is enough information. He urged the court to issue an order preventing the arrest of his client, sans an arrest warrant issued by a magistrate. After considering the submissions, the Court of Appeal issued an order preventing petitioner Gihan Pilapitiya's arrest without a warrant issued by a magistrate's court. The court also fixed the petition for consideration on March 12th.
The Colombo High Court today sentenced former Homagama District Judge Sunil Abesinghe to 16 years rigorous imprisonment for accepting a bribe of 300,000 rupees back in 2013. Abesinghe's then personal security officer, Police Constable Mahinda Kitsiri, who was convicted of aiding and abetting, also received the same sentence. Colombo High Court Judge Aditya Patavendige delivered the verdict and imposed a fine of 20,000 rupees on both of them. He also ruled that if the two convicts fail to pay the fine, they will be sentenced to an additional year of rigorous imprisonment. The Bribery Commission arrested Abesinghe along with his security officer in May 2013 while receiving a bribe of 300,000 rupees from a person in Hangwelle to deliver a favourable verdict in a case that was being heard before him. The case was filed by a woman from Amulugama. Following a lengthy trial, the High Court judge ruled that the allegations against Abesinghe and his then security officer were proved beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, newly inducted president of the Organisation of Professional Associations, Saman Varusavitana, expressed confidence in the organisation's sector-based standing committees engaged with the government on formulating policy on a range of subjects, including education, human capital, agriculture, environment and national unity. Meanwhile, chief guest at the induction ceremony, Central Bank Governor Professor W.D. Lakshman addressed the gathering and warned against the adoption of ideas presented as objective truths by intellectuals that may in truth be influenced by ideology and class interests themselves. The governor pointed out that the acclaim given to intellectuals despite their predictions having failed is a prime example of the lack of ultimate accountability.
The Organisation of Professional Associations inducted its 39th president, Saman Varusavitana, last evening. Speaking at his induction, Varusavitana expressed willingness of the organisation in assisting the government in the formulation of national policy in a range of sectors.
The task of reviewing the government new policy is now underway. Today, the OPA strengthened with many sector-based standing committees which can more effectively participate in the advisory role to the government. Experts co-opted in these committees give valuable inputs to the process of evaluating government policy framework. We have selected few areas of priority, those being education and human capital, agriculture and environment, and national unity.
Meanwhile, Central Bank Governor Professor W.D. Lakshman, speaking at the ceremony as chief guest, warned that intellectual ideas must be taken with care, given that they themselves may not always be the right ones and lack a ground reality perspective.
Intellectuals, in a sense, are a privileged minority, having the leisure, facilities and the training to seek the truth lying hidden behind the veil of distortion and misrepresentation, ideology and class interest. They are in a position to expose the untruths the government present to people and to analyze causality of governmental actions and motives and often hidden agendas of government. Most of us are likely to believe that intellectuals speak the truths and expose lies. But these ideas presented as objective truth are generally influenced also by ideology and class interests of the intellectuals who present those ideas. Another useful subject in the present discussion is that the work of intellectuals is ultimately not subject to external or real-world verifiability. An intellectual, for example, can condemn a military operation for excessive force use, but would not be accountable to the actual outcome of an operation carried out on his or her advice. In contrast, a military commander who fails to deploy sufficient force at the appropriate time can pay with his own life and that of his men. The acclaim given to intellectuals, despite their predictions having failed, is a prime example of the lack of ultimate accountability of what they are saying. Intellectuals normally do have, through knowledge in their area. Outside these areas, however, they may be as uninformed as an average person. Too often, this does not stop them from attempting to analyze public opinion in areas where they lack holistic knowledge and therefore not fully qualified to.
The Colombo Arc Expressway is now open for vehicular movement. Smoke emanating from a fire which erupted at a solid waste disposal centre located in the area of Ambalamulla in the Gampar district made driving conditions difficult on the expressway earlier in the day. It led to the temporary closure of the section from Katunayaka to Jayala. Later, the entire expressway was closed. A Bell 212 helicopter belonging to the Sri Lanka Air Force was deployed to bring the blaze under control. It used a piece of firefighting equipment known as a Bambi bucket in the operation to pour water over the blaze 22 times. The expressway, meanwhile, is now fully operational and open for vehicular movement. We'll see you again after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching First at 9. Now, the Committee on Public Enterprises has decided to forward its report to the Attorney General for legal action to be taken against individuals implicated in the Airbus A350 and A330 aircraft purchases. This was revealed by COPE Chairman MP Sunil Handunethi when the Sri Lankan Airlines Board of Directors and officials were summoned to answer the committee's questions yesterday.
Sri Lankan ගුවන් සමාගම A350 Airbus 4ක් සහ A330 6ක් මිලදී ගන්නත් ඊට පස්සේ 2020 දී 350 හතරක් නැවත මිලදී ගන්නත් කලින් හතර කල්බදුකමේටත් ලීසින් කරන්නත් තමයි මූලික වශයෙන් තිබිලා තියෙන්නේ. විශේෂයෙන්ම මිලදී ගැනීමේ ගිවිසුම් අත්සන් කරාට පස්සේ තමයි මේ අය මුදල් සම්පාදනය කර ගැනීම පිළිබඳව සලකා බලන සිද්ධ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ ගුවන් යානා මිලදී ගැනීම ගැන පළවෙනි සාකච්ඡාවන් සිද්ධ වෙන වෙලාවෙදිම භාණ්ඩාගාරය මේ වෙනුවෙන් රජයේ ඇමරිකන් ඩොලර් මිලියන 500ක් මුදල් ලබා දීමට කැබිනට් මණ්ඩල අනුමැතියක් තිබිලා තියෙන මුලින්. හැබැයි මේ 500න් ලැබිලා තියෙන්නේ ආසන්න වශයෙන් තියෙන්නේ ඩොලර් මිලියන 19යි. ඒතර එවැනි මුදල් ප්‍රමාණයක් තියාගෙන මේ මහා දැවැන්ත මිලදී ගැනීමේ ගනුදෙනුවක් ආරම්භ කළා තියෙන්නේ. මේ ගිවිසුමේ නැහැ ගිවිසුමෙන් ඉවත් වීමේ වගන්ති. ගුවන් යානා අත්පත් කර ගැනීමට රජයේ දැරපු වැයබරට වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් ගිවිසුම් වලින් ඉවත් වෙන්න දරන්න සිද්ධ වෙලා තියෙනවා. ආසන්න වශයෙන් ගත්තොත් ඩොලර් මිලියන 115.7ක් ගෙවන්න සිද්ධ වෙලා තියෙනවා මේ ගිවිසුම් වලින් ඉවත් වෙන්න. තව 4ක් තියෙනවා ගිවිසුම් අවසන් කරන්න.
And looking from the losses, we estimate by this March we will lose about $130 million. These are the estimates. But we are very confident if everything goes well, be able to bring the losses down to about 30 million next year. For us to do that, we need to buy wide-bodied aircraft. We have inherited 7 aircraft, $1 million a month, which is about $7 million, which we are paying till 2022.
මේ කෝප් එකට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකන් එක. හැමදාම එන අලුතෙන් එන අධ්‍යක්ෂක මණ්ඩලය හරි නිලධාරී හරි අතීතයේ වෙච්ච ඔක්කොම ජස්ටිෆයි කරා මිසක් වැරද්ද පිළි අරගෙන නිවැරදි කරන ගමන ගියේ නැහැ. මට පේන්නේ දැන් ඔබතුමාලා උත්තර දෙන විදිහට මේ දැනුත් වෙන්නේ ඒකම තමයි.
We need to learn from this and move forward. Because I think
learn, but don't depend.
No, the point is I also
you
feel,
also.
I think we must not make these things political issues, but we must try to see not to take a political advantage for whoever.
Chairman, that is you are wrong.
You're wrong.
That here there is nobody who is trying to take political advantage.
These are bipartisan committee.
දැන් මේක මතක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඇයි අපිට? එංගලන්තේ නඩුවකින් මේක සිද්ධ වෙච්ච නිසා. දැන් හැබැයි එංගලන්තේ නඩුවට වඩා කරුණු මේ වාර්තා දෙකේ තියෙනවා. ඉගෙන කාදිපත්තුමා විසින් අද සකස් කරලා තියෙන ගුවන් යානා ඇනිය ප්‍රතිස්ථාපනය කිරීම සම්බන්ධ වාර්තාවත් ඒ වගේම ගිවිසුම අවසන් කිරීම පිළිබඳව වාර්තාවත් කියන වාර්තා දෙකම සහ මේ මිනිට්ස් නීතිපත්තුමාට යොමු කරන්න තීරණය කරනවා. ගුවන් යානා මිලදී ගැනීමේ ගනුදෙනුවේදී සහ ගිවිසුම් අවසන් කිරීමේ ගනුදෙනුවේදී යම් මූල්‍යමය හෝ සාපරාධී අපරාධයක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒ අනාවරණය කරගෙන වගකීමට අදාළ වෙන සියලු අයට අදාළ නීතිමය ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ගන්න කියලා.
Now taking a look at the markets, Sri Lankan stocks closed 0.30% lower today, reversing yesterday's gains amidst the government withdrawing of a supplementary estimate and a vote of account from Parliament. The all-share price index closed 17.32 points down at 5,830.51, ending a two-day rally. The S&P SL20 index, meanwhile, closed 18.80 points down at 2,788.31 after experiencing volatility throughout the day. Market turnover was 735.97 million rupees, where 37 stocks gained and 78 fell. Now here's a brief report on today's market performance, followed by an update on currency.
In the bond market, the secondary yield curve remained mostly unchanged while the overall market witnessed limited activity within volumes. During the day, while some foreign sell was prevalent, we saw a low level of activity. If you take the equity market, the BOS was actually in the red, reversing the positive trend that we saw over the last two trading sessions. The ASPI was dragged down by the price losses mainly in Sri Lanka Telecom and John Kearse Holdings. 49% of the turnover was constituted by two main shares, TJ Lanka and Commercial Bank. Those two had foreign selling today with a net foreign outflow recorded for the overall market as well.
We'll see you again shortly. Bear with us. welcome back. This is First at 9. Now 11 people, including the suspect, are dead following a shooting at multiple locations in the German city of Hanau, which is 17 miles east of Frankfurt. Shots were fired at 2 different locations last evening. The Interior Minister of the German state of Hesse said today that there was a xenophobic motive to the shooting and the suspected perpetrator and his mother were found dead with shot wounds at his home. Police meanwhile said the 43-year-old suspect killed himself as he was found dead at his home along with the body of his mother. Interior Minister of Hesse added that investigations are underway to ascertain whether there were any letters of confession as reported by a certain newspaper. He also said that the perpetrator was in legal possession of arms and was a sports marksman. Witness accounts said a vehicle fled the scene of the shooting, which led authorities to the suspect's home. Authorities are examining a video that the suspect may have posted online days before the attack, in which he expresses right-wing conspiracy theories. The attack comes amid growing concerns about far-right violence in Germany. Now, a media briefing was held last evening in Colombo to announce the upcoming Sri Lanka versus West Indies T20 series. During the media briefing, Sri Lankan head coach Mickey Arthur said that the team possesses realistic goals to achieve in the next couple of years.
We've got some realistic goals that we want to achieve over the next couple of years, and this is a start for us. This is, as you've said, the first time that I'm certainly going to be involved with our ODI side. We've had 3 2020s and we've had 2 test series, so I'm really excited to see the players accept the challenge, I guess, and see the players flourish in the roles that we've been given and try and fit into the brand of cricket that we want to play. We're very realistic as to where we're at the moment. As I said, we've got some very, very good goals, and we've got some things that we want to achieve over the next couple of years.
Further, the Sri Lankan team's head coach touched on the need to establish the nation's own brand of cricket.
As I've said, I think we just want to keep getting better and better. Everybody's certainly been given very clear role definitions, and to see how the guys embrace those role definitions is going to be very, very interesting. Also, I think we need to establish what's going to be our best brand of cricket and how we're going to go about that. And hopefully we can get some results which will give the confidence in the brand of cricket we want to play over the next couple of years, because ultimately that gives you a sustainable success, and that's what we're all in the game for. And I know obviously Phil and Kara and I are wanting to do the same with the West Indies. So it'll be interesting to see how this series unfolds, because I think it's 2 teams very evenly matched and both at the start of a journey, as it were.
And that's it from all of us here at First at 9. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.